As a protective service officer, your roles and duties will include monitoring and patrolling peak hour train services, building trust in the safety of the station and public transport system through rapport with commuters and the surrounding community, working at major events and their surrounds. As a member of Victoria Police, protective service officers' employment begin with receiving 12 weeks of comprehensive paid training at the Victoria Police Academy to ensure you are equipped to keep the community safe. Protective services officers are located at 212 metropolitan train stations in Melbourne and 4 regional train stations across Victoria, which is Bendigo, Traralgon, Ballarat and Geelong. Upon graduation from the Victoria Police Academy, you will be stationed at the Victoria Police Centre in Docklands, Melbourne. From this point, you will join the Transit Safety Division, completing a 3 months mentoring program before being deployed to a suburban train station. So I'm here onto the official website called www.policevic.gov.au. The eligibility requirement for Protective Services Officer: all Protective Services Officer PSO candidate must ensure that they meet these entry requirements prior to applying. Number 1, good character and reputation. Victoria Police as an employer has no tolerance for illegal drug use by an employee and applicant either in their work or private life. All applicants will be subject to random drug testing during the recruitment process. Victoria Police conduct extensive background check on protective service officer applicants throughout the selection process. Code of conduct and prior behavior. All Victoria Police employees follow a code of conduct regardless of rank, position or title. Victoria Police conducts extensive background check on applicants during their selection process. All applicants need to align with the code of conduct expected of our employees. That means that application process involves a thorough assessment to identify any prior misconduct, corruption, or any form of improper conduct. The ongoing expectation is that you understand and avoid misconduct and immediately report it should you become aware of it in others. This helps keep Victoria Police an ethical organization for our employees and the community we serve. Prior offenses and voluntary disclosure form. Your previous history will be continually checked and assessed. Failure to declare information may result in automatic cancellation of your application. So this is a PDF file of the guidelines of previous history check. If you have any of the following, we recommend that you submit a voluntary disclosure form prior to submitting an application. Prior convictions, cautions, diversions, good behavior bonds, or excessive driving offenses. This will allow you to find out whether your prior history is likely to disqualify you from being considered for the role. All offenses, including those that are committed as a juvenile, must be disclosed in your application. Instruction for submitting your voluntary disclosure form, also called VDF. Submit your VDF using a desktop computer or a laptop. To successfully submit this document, please click on the link below. You can then save this form to your computer before completing your response. So this is the link for this voluntary disclosure form. You can read in your free time. If you have any contact with people during the selection process, you must inform the recruiting service branch immediately via email, and this is the email address you need to email. Alright, the second requirement is age and education. Individual 18 years of age and over are eligible to apply. If you are under 21 years of age, you must have completed your Victorian Certificate of Education VCE or equivalent senior level Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning, which is also called VCAL, is accepted. If you are 21 years of age or older, you are not required to have completed your VCE or equivalent to be eligible to apply. There are no specific prerequisite subject requirements and no Australian tertiary admission rank which is also called ATAR requirement. Citizenship. The Victoria Police Act stipulate that you must be an Australian citizen or hold Australian permanent residency to join Victoria Police. New Zealand citizens are required to have a special category visa and be residing in Australia to submit an application. On application to Victoria Police, you are obliged to provide proof of citizenship, permanent residency, or special category visa status. Fitness. As a protective service officer, you will be required to maintain a healthy level of cardio fitness and physical strength in order to meet the physical requirement of the job. As a part of the requirement process, you will be required to undertake a fitness test, and once employed with Victoria Police, you will be required to undertake regular fitness testing. It is important to establish an ongoing schedule of exercise to maintain your fitness while undertaking the application process and while you are employed by the Victoria Police. Prepare for the fitness test with the Victoria Police fitness app. The app contains instructive videos, fitness tips, and training programs. Find out more on your Police Fit app page. First aid. As a protective service officer, you will be required to have a current first aid certificate whilst undertaking your training and whilst you are deployed in the field. Therefore, prior to induction, applicants must have obtained a level 1 first aid certificate with CPR, level 1 HLTA AID 010, or level 2 HLTAD 011. The certificates need to be valid at the time of training and for a further 12 months after the completion of training. Renewal of the CPR components of the first aid certificate is also required on a cyclical basis. All costs associated with obtaining first aid certification will be incurred by the applicant. Medical. As a protective service officer, you will be required to meet the minimum medical requirement in order to safely and effectively perform the role. As part of your application, you will be required to undertake a medical evaluation. This includes a self-assessment, an examination by a GP, a review of your hearing by an audiologist or audiometrist, and your vision by an ophthalmologist or optometrist. You may also be required to provide specialist report depending on your medical history. If you have any concern regarding your eligibility based on medical condition, please consult the medical guidelines in the first instance. And if your application is still unanswered, please complete the following form and read the guidelines. Medical guideline form, preliminary inquiry of medical condition form. Failure to completely disclose information will result in the cancellation of your application. Communication. As a protective service officer, you will be expected to communicate clearly, effectively, and professionally and negotiate confidently. One of the fundamental skills a protective services officer requires is the ability to communicate effectively. It is critical that our members have the ability to give and receive verbal information in sometimes stressful situations. If an applicant is identified during the process as having a possible issue in this area, they are given the opportunity to participate in a process to assess their level of verbal communication skills in the context of operational suitability and safety. Your communication skills, verbal and written, will be assessed at various stages of the recruitment process. Applicants who are deemed not competent are advised to expose themselves to as many situations as possible, which will develop their communication skills to a level that will see them succeed in any subsequent attempt at the recruitment process. Associations. During the selection process, you will be asked to declare associations. An appropriate association is an association with a person or organization suspected of or known to be engaged in or have a history of unlawful activity. These associations will reflect on community perception of your integrity and ability to use authority with integrity. They may also put you in a position where associates attempts to ask you to forego your duty or otherwise compromise your integrity as an employee of Victoria Police. It is important that Victoria Police are aware of any association or potential conflicts of interest which may compromise you or reflect adversely on the organization. These could be family, friends, members of recreational clubs, or other people you associate with. During the application, you will be required to declare these. In some cases, a management plan may be put in place. In others, the association should be terminated. Failure to disclose any information in the applicant process may result in your application not proceeding or subject you to termination of employment. Work experience. Police work is a unique vocation that places demand on individuals that are not apparent in most other jobs. To make sure we get the right people for the job, we have a very stringent assessment process which includes an assessment of work history and the way in which our applicant perform in a professional and contemporary employment setting. Whilst each application is unique, we expect applicants to have shown through their employment history a willingness to work and the initiative and drive to source consistent employment. The assessment of work history is conducted early in the process as it is a very good predictor of ultimate success. A number of assessments later in the process, including the video screening interview, one-to-one psych interview, and panel, all interview the applicant to relate lived experiences to answer the behavioral questions that are posed. If the applicant do not have contemporary experience gained mainly from employment, they are unlikely to succeed. Hence, our recommendation that applicants are in some form of paid employment during the process. The initial employment assessment is a screening point in the process to ensure that the recruiting service branch utilize its resources on the most competitive applications. Not holding employment at the specific time of application is not an automatic exclusion if their previous work history satisfies that requirement of work ethic and drive. This certainly applies to applicants who have finished up in one field and are looking for a career change or returning from a break due to parenting responsibilities. Applying after a period of full-time parenting. If you are returning to work after a period of full-time parenting, it is recommended that you secure customer-facing work experience before applying so that you can demonstrate your ability to hold a professional responsibilities in conjunction with your lifestyle as well as provide recent work examples during the recruitment process. If you have been away from the workforce for a short period of family parenting leave, your work experience prior to undertaking parenting responsibility will be assessed. Applying straight after high school. Not every 18-year-old will be ready to apply, but those who make grade officers are gathering life experience while they are in high school. We do not require prerequisite subject selection. However, any subjects that develop communication skills, language, and fitness are very useful. The following suggestion will help younger applicants develop the life experience we expect to see in our applicants. Part-time work experience in a customer service environment provide exposure to people from all walks of life and develop communications, teamwork, and conflict resolution skills. For example, working at McDonald's. Volunteer experience develop community mindedness and communication skills. For example, working at the local surf life-saving club or community center. Sporting club experience develop teamwork, communication, and leadership skills and a healthy level of fitness which is required for the job. Overseas travel exposure to other culture, religions, languages, and foster independence and assertiveness. If you are intending on applying once reaching the age of 18, have attended your high school VCE or VCall, we strongly recommend that you seek to increase your customer service paid work to full-time hours while going through the recruitment process. You are more suited than you might think. Alright, so these are some of the information. I have shared it with you guys on this web page. Now let's go on to the other page, the main home page of this website. Let's see what does this say. Protective Services Officer, a career as a PSO is rewarding with flexibility and good work-life balance. So if you want to apply for this role, you got to click on this button, apply now, and then you start filling out the form. All right, spotlight on Protective Services Officer. Let's listen to this video.
I grew up in Greece. So when I moved to Australia, it was a big culture change. I grew up in Greece. So when I moved to Australia, it was a big culture change. We worked hard to find our feet. And after seeing my husband become a PSO and now police officer, I knew I wanted to work for Victoria Police too. I wanted to be a PSO, but thought my English might hold me back. I shouldn't have worried. My colleagues are like family, helping me understand my new world and building confidence in my English. Now I spend every day helping my community and doing work I love. I've built great connections. I've been helping a schoolboy who was being bullied. Now his mom wants to be a PSO too. It doesn't get any better than that. I'm Vicky, I'm a PSO, and I'm working to keep you safe.
Beautiful video, and you must have got an idea how great career it is to become a protective service officer. It doesn't matter what culture and background you are from. If you have got the will, you can be able to join this career. FIT app. Our free app is full of content such as exclusive instructive fitness component videos, training programs, health tips, and more, all designed to help you pass. Download the Police FIT app or Police Fit app. Must download this app. It will really help you succeeding through this application process. Alright guys, this is it for today. I hope you really found this video helpful. Now you would have some idea that how you can be able to apply through this application process. Alright, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, goodbye.